I can speak to the quality of this. You know how there's always some brand, some item that is the thing that influencers talk about? I feel like it's overhyped. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Hyla Home. Here we talk about motherhood, natural living, and homemaking, which includes renovating your 1940s home. Today I want to share with you some of my favorite brands of organic cotton children's clothing that I feel like is very safe for baby skin, and also why I like those brands and where I get them. I kind of felt lost when I was a new parent because I wanted my children to have all natural fiber clothing and I wanted it to be certified organic cotton, and I was worried about dyes and threads and pesticides and all of the things. So I thought I would share the clothing that I get for my children and why I do, so that you're not lost as a new parent trying to switch over your baby's wardrobe to natural fiber clothing and just lost by all the brands. So I'm going to be going sort of in order of cheapest to most expensive, and the reason I'm doing it like that is because you might be on a tight budget or you might be able to afford something a little bit more expensive, and so it's not a super consistent linear progression. Obviously, there's going to be some variations where maybe I present a brand first that's actually a little bit more expensive than the brand that comes next, just so you know it's mostly that this is from cheapest to most expensive. So obviously there's some variation within there. So the first brand that I recommend for babies is the Honest Baby clothing. And I really like that you can get most of these clothes, like the little bodysuit, pants, shirts, anything like that, in like a package of 10 or 12, and typically that only costs at the most like $20, so you're paying about $1 to $2 per item, and that is really great if you want to start out budget friendly, getting some of your clothing cheaper that is organic cotton. So if you want to switch out some of the base layers, like all the little bodysuits and pants, that's a great place to start because you can just buy one of those packs of the little items and start there. And what I really like about them is they have their Pure line, Pure, and those don't have any dyes in them and they're just bleached white. So you can get bodysuits that are white, long sleeve bodysuits, little pants, shirts, and then you can just wear that under any other clothing you have, so at least they have that organic cotton base. Now, the thing about Honest Baby clothing is they don't really last. The garments are very thin. A lot of the edges of the garment, like the hemlines, aren't actually hemmed, they're just raw, which if you don't know what that means, if you've ever cut into a garment like a t-shirt and you can see where the end isn't sewn, it's not hemmed or folded over or have a zigzag stitch, it's just the edge of the garment. That's what we're talking about. And so with that, you're getting less quality. So the garments are more likely to fall apart. They're more likely to stretch and wear out, and they're likely to fray at the ends because they're not hemmed. So you are definitely paying for the quality, but if you just need to get started somewhere and maybe you're just using it for the undergarments, that is actually a pretty good place to start because they are so affordable. The next one on the list, which is also super affordable, is Burt's Bees Baby. I tell this to a lot of people when they're talking about trying to get some organic cotton clothes or clothes that are more conducive for babies with sensitive skin, and when I tell them like Burt's Bees has a great line of organic cotton clothing, they're always surprised because they don't realize that Burt's Bees Baby also makes clothing. So they make clothing and I've been pretty pleased with their garments. I have quite a few just neutral colored things. I have a set of 3 bodysuits, and then I also have a lot of the pants. Something I want to tell you about the Burt's Bees Baby clothing is it runs very big. So if your typical 3 to 6 month size garment is like a certain size, the 3 to 6 month in the Burt's Bees Babies is literally going to be like the next size. They're very large, which is great if you have chunky, roly-poly babies, but if you have more skinny, long babies, they're really not going to fit your clothes, especially the pants. The Burt's Bees little jogger pants are huge. My almost 18-month-old daughter is still wearing the 6 to 9-month-old pants. So if that gives you an idea of how big their clothes run, that should give you a pretty good illustration. So I really like the Burt's Bees because they have such neutral print prints. You have a lot of grays, a lot of more yellows. You have like little bee patterns, which can go either boy or girl. So for me, I really like that because I can get a set of some of their bodysuits or some of their pants or some of their shirts, and I can have it for each consecutive child, even if they're a boy or a girl. The thing I don't really like about Burt's Bees is the fact that they run so large, and then also the fact that I just don't feel like their garments are as quality. Now, for the price point, they're very nice. So that is something to consider because they are pretty cheap. And if you're looking to go even more budget friendly with the Burt's Bees stuff, a lot of the times you can go on Poshmark, Macaria, or eBay and find somebody selling a huge lot of some of their old Burt's Bees clothing, and you can get it for dirt cheap. So that is one of the reasons I like them as well. You can also find Burt's Bees at like your local Target, your Ross, TJ Maxx, even sometimes Walmart. So the nice thing about that is you can find them more readily, whereas with like the Honest Baby and some of the other brands I'm about to share with you, you will have to buy those online or do some digging. The other brand that probably heard of if you started looking into organic baby clothing is Little Planet by Carter. Now, I personally don't like this brand for two reasons. One, I don't like the brand Carter, so I don't prefer to buy their clothing even if it is organic cotton. And then the second reason I don't like the Little Planet is because if you buy them online, the descriptions aren't always accurate. So, like, for example, I got a pair of pants that were supposedly 100% organic cotton, and they were actually 98% with like 2% elasticity. If that's not a big deal to you, then that doesn't really matter. Their clothing is comparable to say like Burt's Bees and maybe even a little bit better depending. They also have a really wide selection, so you can get some really cute outfits if you still really like the cute prints, but then it can also be organic cotton. So I really do like that aspect because a lot of the brands I'm about to share with you have a very narrow selection and they don't have very good boy clothes or girl clothes, and so you just kind of are left in the middle with these neutral patterns or solids. Whereas with Little Planet, they definitely have like your traditional floral girly outfit with the ruffles and the buttons, or like your sailors and bears and trucks on the boys' side. So that's the nice thing about that is you have such a wide selection with Little Planet. The next brand, and this one is maybe my favorite just for price point and quality, is Moon and Back by, I think it's Hans Andersen. I really love the quality of these items. They just feel so nice. They feel almost as nice as some of the brands that are higher priced on this list. And I think they're super cute. I think the cuts are super cute. I think the patterns, even though they're really neutral, are super cute. I just really like that brand. The only problem with it is they tend to fit really small. So whereas Burt's Bees, you're almost always sizing down with Burt's Bees, with this one you're always sizing up. And the problem with that is they don't have very many sizes. So they really only go up to 12 months. So your little ones are likely growing out of these way quicker than they're going to grow out of the other brands. Plus, they don't have as big of a selection either. So I really like Moon and Back. Every once in a while you can find what I call like a unicorn piece, which is maybe like a retired dress that is like 12 months and it's like a really cute print that they no longer have. Sometimes they'll do like unique prints. So I definitely like them, but they also don't have that many options. So they would in theory be my favorite. For price point and quality, that's probably the way you want to go because they have some of the nicest quality items for pretty cheap. The other brand that I really like, and this one's I haven't seen off of Amazon, I've really only seen this one on Amazon, which is Touched by Nature. Those items are really nice quality. I have 2 shirts and a sleeper that my daughter got when she was really little, and I still have them. Have been stained, they've been worn well, and they still have held up. They don't have threads pulling. I haven't had any holes yet, so I definitely am pleased with that quality. They also have a wider selection of sizes, so I can wear it for kind of a long time, and they fit pretty true to size too, so I'm not having to size up or down. The only problem with them is, in my opinion, they have really ugly prints. So I normally just get their plain white and cream item just because I don't really like a lot of their prints. I feel like they look kind of weird. Obviously, that's a personal preference thing, and if you're on a budget, it really doesn't matter. Their things are relatively affordable. What the nice thing is you can get like a shirt set in like a pack of 2, and that makes it a little bit cheaper. They're not as cheap as like Moon and Back or Burt's Bees, but they still are relatively inexpensive for the quality that you're getting. The next brand I hadn't heard of until I started having children, which is called O2 Baby. Like the letter O, the number 2, and then baby. And they are phenomenal quality. They are probably the nicest quality on this list, maybe tied with one other brand that I'm about to share. They just have phenomenal quality, and like their items come in packs, so especially like their pants or their shirts, definitely worth the bundle price of a little bit more. The only thing is they have like so few selections. They have like a heather gray, a white, and a green. Like that's pretty much their only colors, which is fine if you're trying to get like a baby wardrobe that you can use for subsequent children, but definitely not like a huge wide selection. And they pretty much only have pants, shirts or bodysuits, I can't remember which one, and sleepers. They have like the most comfortable quality baby nightgown sleeper that is like a kimono style nightgown where it folds up at the bottom so your baby's feet aren't exposed. I absolutely love that. With my second, I got more because I just really like them. They're super easy, but I just don't have a whole lot that I can get from there because they have such a limited selection. And they are a little bit more expensive than some of the other brands, but I definitely think it's worth it because of the quality of the garment that you're getting. Another brand from Amazon is, I believe you say Olivia, but it's Owlivia. And that is really cool too. I love that they have some of the more fun prints. They have like Little Bunny, and that's my favorite print. And then they have some florals or some mushroom prints, and then they have some really cute solids as well. Really like their brand. I have a sleeper for my daughter, and then we got a lot of the little footed onesies when they were little. The only thing I don't like about them is I don't feel like they're super consistent. So I have the little Heather Bunny outfit one, and that one is super soft, like a luxurious organic cotton. And then I have the same item in a floral print. It's white with like just some black floral on it, and that is actually really stiff, and I don't really know why. So I've been wary to buy more things from them because of the inconsistency in the different fabrics. They both claim to be organic cotton, and yet one feels way softer than the other one. So I'm not sure about that, but they are also a nice affordable option, especially if you're looking to get more of a cuter print for like a girl or a boy, but you don't want to like pay an arm and a leg for organic cotton beautiful prints. This next brand is the one that ties with the O2 Baby, which is Parade, Parade, and that is really nice quality. Now this is where we're getting a little pricier because they don't have the bundles like the other brands do. I have one item and it's like a pair of pants, and it still fits it's a newborn size, and it still fits my 4-month-old, so it definitely lasts. I like the fit of it a whole lot because the way that it's designed, it fit at newborn without it being oversized, and it still fits at 4 months. So just something about their garments fit really well. It's also really well made. The stitching is nice. The way the diaper part in the pants is just really well made. The elastic is stiff, it's wide, it's not digging into their skin. I really like the seam work and the design of their clothing. They are just a little bit more out of my price range. So if you're looking for, say, like an item that's gonna last, I definitely recommend looking at them for maybe like shirts, pants, items that you think I can afford to size up for this and have them wear for a while. I would go with them for those items because they are so nice, but not necessarily like items you're going to be going through really quickly. Now, the thing about them is they don't have a whole lot of options, a lot like these other ones on this list. So you really are kind of stuck with either onesies, bodysuits, or pants. So that's not really going to carry into your toddler stage. So again, not really a sustainable option for like if your baby's getting a lot older, but it is great for like for me, I still am able to use the newborn pants even at 4 months old. So likely what I'll do is when he grows out of those pants, I'll get the next size in maybe a 3 to 6 month, and that will last him all the way until he's a toddler. They also have really pretty solid colors. That's the other thing too. So with a lot of the other brands, they have like maybe 1 or 2 different solid colors, where with Parade, they do have like really pretty dark blue. So you could get some of the colors that you're looking for that you can't find with the other brands. So that's the other thing I really like about them. Colored Organics is the next brand, and I have to say that this is the only brand I don't actually have all the other brands on this list. I do actually have, so I can speak to the quality of this because I've seen their items before, and I also have heard about them and sourced for them as far as pricing goes. They are, how do you want to call it? You know how there's always some brand, some item that is like the thing that influencers talk about? Colored Organics, I feel like, is that for baby clothing. And so like with baby carriers, it's Secura Bloom or Solly Baby or something like that. You know, there's always the one. And Colored Organics is kind of that one. I feel like it's overhyped. I'm saying all that to say that you can't really actually find it secondhand without it being super expensive. So even though this is not the most expensive brand on this list, this resells secondhand for more expensive than like all the other items because nobody's like talking about them. So I don't really source them a whole lot. They are really nice quality and they have really neutral colors, and they have a very wide selection that you can choose from on their website. All of those things I like. In my opinion, I'm not paying $20 for a bodysuit for a baby that they're gonna outgrow in less than a year. So that's really up to you. If you want to kind of splurge, Colored Organics is great for that. If you want something more affordable, maybe look at some of the other things on these lists. All right, the next one on this list is probably my favorite design-wise, which is Jamie K. Jamie K you can find, I think that's like the TJ Maxx or Ross / maybe higher end Target. I'm actually not sure. I've never bought this one new. I always source this one secondhand because it can be quite pricey. Like, we're talking $50 per item, and I'm just not going to pay that brand new. You can find them, however, secondhand. They have like beautiful, super cute boutique-like items. So if you have a boy, you probably can just skip this whole part. I know they have boys things. They actually have really, really cute boys sweaters, and their sweaters are really nice. I'm like, man, I want one of those. But as far as little girl, if you have a little girl, you need a Jamie K dress. You do. They're so cute. But buy it secondhand. I get mine off of Poshmark, and people are selling them left and right. Now, you will still pay a little bit more, but if you want like a really cute dress for your girl for Easter, like go with Jamie K, because you can get like a beautiful cotton muslin dress with all the little florals and frills and all the cute stuff. And you pay like $20 and it can still be brand new. So if you're looking for like really cute girl clothes that are organic cotton and going to be good on their skin, you're looking for really good boy sweaters or girl sweaters or whatever, definitely Jamie K, because I've been really, really pleased with every single thing I have from them. They also have really cute like sets, so like matching sweatshirt and sweatpants. My daughter has a couple of those. Actually, those have been gifts from friends, so I never bought those, but I've gotten them new, and they're really nice quality. Like, they've held up through mud and playing and pen drawing and all sorts of crap, and they're fine. But they're so darn cute. So you don't need one, but you need one. So they have really cute sets. And like I said, go on Poshmark, eBay, Macaria, you can find them. The other brand is Kate Quinn, and I always get this mixed up with the last brand that I'm going to tell you. So pardon me if I'm technically saying the other one. They have a lot of organic cotton stuff, but then a lot of bamboo stuff. And I really have been pleased with a lot of their items. They feel really thick and quality. I like getting a lot of my simple items for my children from there. And when I mean simple, I mean not my basics. Like, basics include your pants, your shirts, anything that would go under clothing, but like maybe a nice t-shirt or a nice hoodie or a nice pair of pants, something like that. Those ones really like from Kate Quinn, because especially for the girls, they have some really cute just t-shirt dresses in some pretty cute but still neutral-ish print. So it is nice. It can be for church, but it can also be totally for play, and it will hold up over so much. So definitely like that for that. The only thing is I find that they fit just a tiny bit on the small side, but I feel like a lot of things on this list do, so maybe it's just an organic cotton thing. I also like for Kate Quinn, they have adults clothing also, so if you want to be super cute and do like a mini me and a matching mama, they actually do have some sets that you just have to dig around for. So that's pretty cool too if you like doing the whole matchy match thing. I would in theory, because I like making all my little people like the same colors. I actually do it naturally. Like right now my son is wearing blue striped pants and my daughter is in a blue striped dress. Totally not planned. That just happened. So like in theory, I'm like, oh, I would love it if we matched. But then I also feel like, oh, I'm trying to turn her into me and I don't want her to be like me. So, you know, if you don't have that side complex going on, you can definitely match with your daughter, and that's pretty cool. And then the last one on this list is Quincy May. Pretty much like that one for all the same reason as Kate Quinn, but I don't feel like they fit as small. Again, super expensive, so you can find a lot of these things on Poshmark or Macaria or eBay. So I hope that was helpful to you. I think that this is like the final list. I have so many times compiled a list of all the baby clothes that I like, the brands I like, so that I can keep an eye on it, and then I always lose it or I forget to add one. I think this is finally like the comprehensive list of all the baby clothes that work and that are great. I hope that that was helpful for you and that that gave you sort of an idea of what to look for. As always, I really do recommend that you try and source everything secondhand if you can, because you're gonna save so much money, prolong the life of a garment that otherwise would just get tossed in the trash, and at the end of the day, you know, how long is your child actually gonna wear it? Probably not that long, so then you could go and resell it too. So I hope that was helpful to you. Please, if you know of any other brands, please list them below in the comments, because I would love to check them out and see if I can find them and then also compare them to the ones I have. You all have a blessed day. Thank you so much for hopping on. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.